Hello everybody and welcome to Slow Stitch Style. My name is Catherine and this is my little corner of the internet where I talk about all things making. And in today's episode I am going to be reviewing my handmade wardrobe. I've been making my clothes probably for about the last 7 years, but probably more intensely ever since COVID, so ever since 2020, so the last 5 or so years. And I thought ahead of the new year it would be a really good opportunity to review everything that I've knit and sewn for myself to figure out where my gaps are and what I actually do want to make in the new year. Whilst I am going to be talking about my handmade wardrobe, there are a few things that I'm not going to include, and that's underwear. So I don't want to be modelling my undies for the internet. And that's probably it really, actually. It's just mainly underwear. Oh, and sorry, my hand knitted socks. If you want to see my handmade socks, I did a video in October for Socktober where I reviewed my whole sock collection. So that's over there if you want to see it. In terms of my wardrobe, I would say that most of my day-to-day clothing is me made. All of my jumpers and knitwear is largely me made. Some of my accessories aren't me made. So I have one pair of gloves and a hat that I haven't made myself. In terms of underwear, I'd say probably like 50% is me made and not. I have a few pyjama tops that I haven't made, like I bought from illustrators or makers or when I've gone to see a band. And then the other area of my wardrobe where I haven't even gone there with making is performance wear. So sportswear and then like wet weather gear and walking gear. That's all just shop bought. I'm not making that. But hopefully that gives you a good overview. And we'll get started by having a look at everything. So yeah, let's review everything, see what's working well, what we need to say goodbye to. And then hopefully it'll put us in a good place for 2026 making. We're going to start by looking at my pyjama collection, and first up is the larger dressing gown by Name Patterns. I love this. I made it out of a waffle cotton. I've also made one for Graham and I wear it all the time. Then we're moving on to this set from Lisette. So it's pattern B6296. Yeah, and it's a Butterick pattern company, and my mum bought me these pyjamas the pattern, because I asked her to stop buying me pyjamas at Christmas basically. This is the oldest pair of pyjamas I've made with this pattern, and actually the only time I've made the top. I bought some lovely seersucker striped cotton to make these, and I made the first top and shorts, and then I had enough to make another pair. But I did have to add in some scrap fabrics for the waistband and for the pocket detail. You can see I don't look particularly comfortable wearing these, and that is because I think the elastic might be a little bit tight, which means that they sit too high on my body and I kind of have to tug them down in the crotch area. This is another pair, so pair 3 of the shorts using the same pattern. This is made from a jersey. Originally I had made a longer version of the trousers basically in this fabric, and also a top, just a basic t-shirt pattern. Didn't keep them, but have kept those shorts. And another pair of shorts that I would definitely keep in are these. They're in like a navy felty cotton. They're really comfortable. I wear them quite a lot. So yeah, they definitely work in the wardrobe. I think I was finding a loose thread here when I was pulling at it. But yeah, they really work. 4 pairs. I am a serial remaker, which you will discover as we continue to go through this video. So as I mentioned, I have also made the long trouser version of these pyjamas as well. So here's the first pair that I made out of this navy felt fabric. Really like these, really comfortable, wear them all the time at home. And then the more recent pair are these in like a blue, it's like a brush cotton, I should say, not felted cotton. This is also in like a brush cotton. I do like them. I'm not keen on the colour though, but I got the fabric from a charity shop, so that's why. Then we head on to basic instinct tops. This is probably one of the first basic instinct tops that I made. I didn't love the colour on me, but I thought it would be fine for pyjamas. So there you go. I probably will be keeping it, although I still I'm a little bit unsure of how much I do really like it. And then another version of the top is this one in a black bamboo jersey. This had been sat away for ages because I was like, I don't want to wear it. I don't think I like it. But then I made something else out of a bamboo jersey recently. It might have been period pants. And I remembered how soft it was and I loved it. So I am definitely keeping this as part of my wardrobe. So in total, I have 10 pieces of pyjama or nightwear that I've made, and I think I'm going to be getting rid of 2 of those. In terms of stats, don't worry, I will be doing a tally at the end of everything all together, so you can see how many items I currently have that we're looking at today and how many I'll have at the end of it as well. But now we're going to move on to t-shirts, and first of all we're going to focus on jersey t-shirts. As I mentioned, next we're going to be looking at jersey tops, and again you'll see I'm a serial remaker. So first up we have the Georgia pattern by Mimi G. This is the turtleneck pattern. This first one I made in a black rib. It was the first time I made it. Really, really love it. It is very worn and starting to get stretched now, and I've got loose threads, but I will be keeping it. It's a great versatile layering piece. So yeah, that's staying in my wardrobe. Why not have 1, 2, we need 3 tops. So I've got the bamboo jersey version as well, and then we have just a plain black jersey version too. And I love all 3 of these black t-shirts that I have in my wardrobe, and I will be keeping them all for now until they fall apart. This is a really early version of the Georgia that I made that has the frill on the shoulders. I've been umming and ahhing about whether or not to keep this one. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it really fits into my wardrobe anymore, so I think I might rehome this and see if there's anybody else who would get much better wear out of it. So yeah, the plain white version, it's a wardrobe staple. I feel like to have a white polo, turtleneck, but I don't know if I love how stark the white is on me. I'm finding this actually with quite a lot of my white clothes. I feel like it's like too bright a white, and maybe I need to go for like more of a cream than a white moving forward. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I probably will be keeping it for now until I've decided how I want to move forward. And then I made another version of the frill shoulder. This is actually a striped fabric that you can't really tell from looking at the image, but it's a really fine stripe in navy and blue. Didn't wear this after I made it. It's been sat in a bag for ages. Now we're moving on to Coco's. I love a stripe, you will also see this. So this is a pattern by Tilly in the button. This is made from a French terry with a grey stripe. Made this in the early 2020s, still going, still love it. And then I also have a blue striped longer sleeve version, which I do really love. It matches my eye colour, which I think you'll see me pointing to my eyes in a second. There you go. I really do love it, and I'll be keeping that in my wardrobe. It does gape at the top a little bit though, which is a little bit annoying, but you can't tell as much in this version. So this is a black and white stripe version. It's made out of a polyester fabric and is probably my least favourite. It does bring me back to my sort of emo days as a kid, but I'm not really sure I want to move forward with it. So I'm a bit on the fence with this one. Well, after making that one though, I did have leftover fabric, which was just enough to make this basic instinct tee. And on that second sleeve, I did have to do some piecing around the cuff. I really like how the stripes play in this, but again, I'm not sure of the black and white. I think I need a bit more time to decide. So yeah, we'll see. But this is a more recent stripy version of the basic instinct top that I've made, and I do love this. I think the less harsh contrast of the stripes looks so much better on me. This is in a really nice deep blue, and the jersey is so soft and beautiful. So I really, really love this one, and will definitely be keeping it. I keep showing things tucked out, which I don't wear it like that, but you get an idea. And yet again, another basic instinct, this one in plain white, because you can always do a plain white tee. But again, I'm still sort of umming and ahhing about whether or not I love this sort of stark white colour on me. I'll be keeping it for now, because as I mentioned, it's kind of a staple wardrobe piece. This is a piece where it's a white jersey with black sort of dash marks all over it, and I used a rib around the neck and the sleeves. Don't wear it. It's been sat to the side for ages. I'll be rehoming it. And that concludes all of the jersey pieces. So I have a total of 14 jersey tops. 6 of those are the Georgia pattern, 3 Coco of the pattern, 3 of the Coco pattern, and 4 of the Basic Instinct. I will be getting rid of at least 3 of those though. So yeah, unfortunately, not all the jersey tops have a place in my wardrobe anymore. We're going to move on from jersey tops now, just through to all of my woven tops. So this includes blouses and shirts. So anything made out of a woven fabric that I wear on my upper half, basically. So yeah, this is again is a big portion of my wardrobe, as you can see. So let's get to it. The first thing on the list is this bantam vest by Merchant & Mills. I made this to match a skirt that I have. It's seamed at the back because I had to do some sort of squeezing in to get it to work. I don't really like wearing tops without sleeves. This doesn't get a lot of wear unless it's really warm, so I'm umming and ahhing. Next we go on to the Stevie top by Tilly and the Buttons. This is a pattern I made really early on in my sewing days. But I love the way this double gauze stripe looks in it, especially on the back with a bow. I think it just looks French kiss, love it, we'll be keeping it. I then made it again, just in a plain white cotton gauze, again with a bow detail at the back, but I don't love it and I don't wear it. And again, I think it's just that really sort of whiteness, I'm not sure. So I'm not keeping this one, I don't think. Next is a pattern by Colette patterns who don't exist anymore. It's the Aster blouse. Not a massive fan of the neckline of this. It means that I get a bit of gaping when I lean forward, and you can also see, I've got like a t-shirt under this so you can see it. I'm not the biggest fan of the fit and I just am not wearing it, but I do love the buttons from Textile Garden. They're half white, half black. Part of me wants to harvest them off it, but I probably just need to rehome it as it is. But yeah, I don't think I will be keeping this one. And next we're going to move on to lots of Gilbert tops. This one is in a pink double gauze. I love it. It does kind of have the same issue as the Colette blouse, but not quite as bad. I love these sort of half tucked in, half out. They feel smart but casual, and I have a lot in my wardrobe, including this next one, which is in a blue gingham fabric. I got this in a charity shop. It's a little bit like a brushed cotton again, so it is a little bit too warm for this pattern, I find, but it's kind of good for the spring autumn transitional period. This version of the Gilbert, I was umming and ahhing, and I've sort of taken it in and out of my wardrobe a few times. It's a white cotton that creases really badly, and I made the version where it has a bow tie front, which I don't love, and actually I do end up wearing it just tucked in more most of the time. The reason I don't love like tie front is because often it sort of reveals my midriff. I'm just not that type of person. So I just have to wear a t-shirt under it if I was wearing it all the time, in that style where the tie is done. So as I mentioned, normally I'm just tucking it in, but I think I will keep it for now because, you know, a nice white short sleeve top. And then this one is my favourite version of the Gilbert top. It's from a fabric from Merchant & Mills. It's this really light cotton. It is a grey and white stripe, and it just is so breathable and hangs so beautifully, and I love it, and I'll wear it wherever I can. The next shirt is also made out of a fabric from Merchant & Mills. It's made out of one of their voiles, and it's the V-Nays pattern that they did for free during their menswear exhibition and worked with Alice & Co patterns to design. It's a sort of short placket shirt, and you can customise it in multiple ways. I love this shirt in some aspects, like I love the colour of the fabric, I love the shape of the design. I just feel like having a long sleeve top that's so sheer doesn't work for me, and I don't really know what to wear it with, and I'll often just put a jumper on it so you can't see it. But it does sort of spark my love of shirts, and the next one is the Olya shirt by Paper Theory. I made this in a striped fabric to really sort of make use of the way that the sleeves go up and into the yoke sections. I did make the version with the pockets on the front of the chest. Don't love that, but do love the shirt. So this is a definite keep. here you go. You see me tucking it in. I will always tuck in a shirt. It's very rare that I actually wear them fully out of my trousers or bottoms. We're going to see a lot of shirts. We're on to the Leo shirt now, and this was the first time that I made this pattern out of a blue and white striped fabric that I got from a John Lewis. It's just a cotton. Bella loves patterns, designs, and the Leo shirt is no exception. And this is probably one of my favourite things that I have made for myself in the last couple of years. I love that feeling when you make something and it just feels so like intrinsically you. And the length of this I also quite like to play with, which is not something that I normally do, but I really do sort of enjoy tucking half of it into my trousers and half not. So this is a definite keep for my wardrobe. And in the spirit of remaking, I then made it again, did shorten it this time, and this one is in quite a heavy duty, I would say, white cotton, which I'm not sure about. I think I bought it thinking it'd be really nice and crisp, which it is, but it means that it's not as versatile as I would like it to be, though. So some jumpers don't sit that nicely over it, so I'm umming and ahhing about that. And my button placement, I don't know what I did, I just didn't do a very good job of it, but I will keep it. Because, you know, a white shirt is, again, one of those staple things in your wardrobe, and the design of the pattern is just so good that I enjoy it. So yeah, I think we're going to be moving on in a second to another white shirt, which wasn't quite as successful. So the next one is a Pussybow blouse, which was part of a Great British Sewing Bee book, which I no longer own, so I'm afraid I can't give any more detail than that. I used to have quite a lot of shop bought, or well, I got them in a charity shop, but bowed shirts, and so I thought I'd really love this, but there's just something about the pattern design that I just really do not like on my body. I'm not sure if it's those front darts, I'm not sure if it's a fullness at the top of the sleeve, but as soon as I'd made this, I was just like, this is not for me. So this has been sat in a bag for a while, and this definitely needs to get rehomed, and hopefully somebody else can love it. Again, white shirts. Maybe I've got a problem. This one is the Ashling blouse, and that's by Papercut Patterns. Again, this is a long shirt, but I do end up tucking it in most of the time. The thing I like about this is the curved collar. I'm actually wearing it now. And then also it has these really great frills on the sleeves, which do make me feel really fabulous. And actually, if I wear like pearl earrings that I have and like some buckle shoes, I do feel like I'm kind of out of an old oil painting. And I do really like that vibe. So this one is a definite keep as well. And I think that brings us to the end of all the shirts. So I have 14 woven garments, woven top garments, and I will be getting rid of at least 3 of them. So yeah, not the best innings for this one. Now we're going to move on to dresses and skirts, which is quite a small portion of my wardrobe. But you saw the Ashling version of the shirt, and now we're going to see the dress version. So after I made the shirt, I saw a version like this in the pattern book that I really loved, so I decided to make it. And on it are buttons that I inherited from my granny, so I really do quite love it. But I find that the length of this dress is quite short, and then to have it in such a dark fabric, again, just feels like a bit of a mismatch of colour and then naturally seasonality. So I don't think I want to keep this, but I will probably end up taking the buttons off because they're just too special. Next up, you're going to see various versions of a McCall's pattern. It's an M7948. This is the version with no sleeves on at all. I normally wear it layered with like a shirt underneath. It's very rare I wear it with bare arms. I did this summer for one time, and this is in a beautiful black double gauze. I'd definitely be keeping. Pockets in the side, love it. And then here's the first version I wear. It did have a weird stain on it when I put it on, and you can see with these dresses, they fasten at the back and it can be a little bit awkward. The reason I made this is because when I went to raise stitch, when I was again getting back into sewing, I saw a version of this dress and I loved it, so I brought the corduroy, the grey corduroy that was kind of made in, and the pattern. And these buffet style dresses were very popular in at a time. I am a bit unsure of this version. I probably will keep it, but the sleeve length's a bit awkward. And then this is a gingham version using some blue and white cotton gingham that I got really cheap from John Lewis. For some reason, this version really pulls at the neck when I wear it, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable. And there's something about it that just feels a little bit too twee and a little bit too sweet. I also accidentally sewed the pockets in so they go backwards rather than forwards, which is just really awkward and would be a really quick repair, but I have not done that yet. So this one I'm on the fence. I think I'll probably get rid. And now we're going to move on to Saltmarsh skirts, and these are from the Merchant & Mills workbook. This one is in I think it's like a rayon viscosy fabric. I'm not entirely sure. Got it from Ray's in Leicester. The thing I don't like about it is when you put a pocket in, it does pull on the dress, on the skirt, sorry, so that is a little bit annoying, but I love the colour, I love the way it drapes, and I probably keep it. But this one is my favourite version. It's made out of this gorgeous window pane linen from Merchant & Mills. This was like the first time I really splashed out and brought an expensive fabric, and the simplicity of the skirt pattern just lends itself so well to these really beautiful linen blends. I do love it. You're going to see me here in a second as well, popping on the top to go with it. I don't know why I'm showing the inside of the garment. You can see where I did that back seam. And I originally made these to go together, but the thing is I made the skirt months in advance and then made the top. So if you've got really good eyes, you might notice that there is a slight colour mismatch, and that's also because I wear the skirt much more with other things, and then the skirt gets washed more and is faded more quickly. The next version of the Saltmarsh is a black corduroy version, really versatile, wear it a lot in the summer because it's a light corduroy, but also a lot in the winter. So I'll be keeping this. I decided not to do the tie front, I put an elastic waistband in instead. The pockets still aren't great on it, I will say that, but it works. And then next up we have a skirt that I haven't worn in ages. I brought a wool remnant from the Sewing Cafe in Hinckley when that existed and made this. It's using the Simplicity pattern S8956. I love the sort of waistband detail, but I just don't know how I feel about like fitted garments on me. It feels a little bit too hyper femme for me. So I don't think this one's gonna stay. I don't particularly love it for me, but I do really love the design and the shape. And unfortunately I didn't pattern match at the front, which does really irritate me. So yeah, I'm sorry, this one's a no. So out of my dresses and skirts, as I said, it's a small place in my wardrobe. I have 8 garments and 3 of them I will be saying goodbye to. So that's actually, yeah, quite a high percentage of those. And now next up we're going to look at all the sort of other bottoms, so trousers and shorts. So this is again the Simplicity S8956 pattern, the trouser version. It does up at the back, which is quite annoying when you want to go to the loo, but I do love these trousers. They are a definite keep. They are really comfy, and I really enjoy wearing them. I noticed the other day they're starting to get holes in the seams in between the legs, so that's disappointing. And then we have this Strides pattern. Again, this is one from the workbook by Merchant & Mills. I'm really struggling with the zip here. So this is the first pair I made, and I made it out of this cotton that doesn't wash well, creases, marks up really easily. It's not brilliant. I kind of think I made them as a wearable toile, but the problem is I don't really have a lot of trousers, so I ended up just wearing them loads, but they're really tight on me. The fit of these are not great, especially around the back. So I have quite a wide hip measurement, but the problem is it's all on my sides and not on my seat, so stuff doesn't sit well, and I've still not figured out how to make all of that work, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I guess just how the cookie crumbles. And then this is the second pair of Strides that I've made. This was in a much nicer like cotton twill fabric that was a trouser weight, beautiful, but I've fudged around with the pattern to try and alter it to adjust the fit better, but I just made the rise so short in it that it's uncomfortable, and they are quite tight, so I'll probably be keeping them for now until I've managed to master the pattern. Next is the most recent pair of trousers that I've made. These are the Narcissi pattern by Deer & Doe. They have these really cool stripe details down the side. Made these as a wearable toile. Will keep them, love them. And then we're moving on to Dawn jeans. Like, I don't own this pattern anymore. This is the first pair I've made, and as you can see, they've just ended up being painting trousers. I actually had quite a little bit of a shock when I tried these on again. I haven't worn them for years, and they are exceptionally tight. So I think I've put on some weight in the last couple of years. Yeah, look, there's not a lot of movement in them, but I probably will end up keeping them just in case we decorate again, so they can get messy and I don't have to worry about good clothes. This is the second pair of Dawn jeans that I made trying to alter the fit. Again, I started messing around with the pattern pieces so much, and I don't know what I did at the back, but it wasn't right. These are really comfy. I do wear them a lot of the time. But again, that's because I just don't actually have really any other jeans that I can wear. So that's definitely something to look into in the new year. These have also been dyed a bit darker because the denim was originally like a mid-bloom. And then these started off pink, in a pink denim. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I do love pink, but I would never have worn pink jeans, so I dyed them black and they've ended up this grey colour. The fit's better on these, but I don't love the wide leg, so I'm not keeping. And then last up in the trouser and shorts area is these Jenny shorts. I think it's a closet core pattern where it's like overalls. I made the overalls, got rid of those, didn't like them. I really only wear these when I'm at home and I'm in the garden and it's a really, really hot day. I'm not sure I love the style on me, so they do up at the sides, but there's not like enough of a waistband that I feel really comfortable in them. So yeah, not the best, but again, I'll probably keep them. And I probably should say now as well, I am watching the videos of me wearing this stuff. I thought when I was recording them, I was giving myself loads of time, but I seem to have rushed through wearing them. And now when I'm trying to explain them, if I'm talking really quickly, I do apologise. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, it does feel quite vulnerable filming yourself and putting that on the internet, especially when you're revealing parts of your body that you don't like. So I do dress quite covered most of the time. I don't love having my arms out and I really don't love having my legs out. So, you know, please be kind. You don't have to say anything about my actual body. We're talking about the clothes here. Okay, cool. Let's crack on and move on to the next category of clothing. The next category is probably my favourite, and my bias towards my knitwear comes in. So this is all of my hand knitted garments that I wear. I realised I didn't do a tally for the last one, so I have 8 trouser patterns / shorts, and I'm definitely getting rid of one, but there's probably more to get rid of in the future. But let's move on to the favourite. So I said knitwear, it's a big pile here. And we're going to start with the Pearson cardigan by Julie Hoover. I love the colour of this. It really goes well with my eyes again. I love blue on me. I just love blue. And it's so comfy and cosy. I wear it quite a lot of the time. It's a definite keep in my wardrobe. Then we have the April cardigan. I wanted to make just a plain black cardigan, and this is a petite knit pattern. It's great for just those simple basics. I made it quite small. I wish I had made it a little bit bigger. Here I'm trying to demonstrate that it pops open, the buttons don't stay, but typically that didn't happen and I just look strange. But yeah, it's fine. I kind of wish I've made it bigger, but I might remake it again. It's one of those really sort of staple designs that you can have in your wardrobe. So yeah, I think there's some versatility here and definitely some options for the future. It's a keep. Using the same yarn colours, I made this Stockholm slipover V-neck by Petite Knit. So we have the black version here, which I do love. Don't normally wear it with a t-shirt, but maybe this is a bit of a vibe and that's how I should wear it in the future. And after making this, I did really like it, and I decided to make another version, which actually for knitwear, that's quite rare for me. But here we go, we have a grey version. This is kind of a mild effect because the cascade yarn I used was slightly darker than the kid silk mohair that I used from Rowan, and that's a paler grey. I don't wear this as much, but I do love it. And then also, while we're on vests, one of my more recent knitting projects that I finished this year, this is the Poppy vest by Mary Ann Stevens. Love this, love the colour. I am wearing it with the bottom tucked in because I found that the length in the body is just a bit longer than I like to wear. I do love the colour work and the corrugated rib around the neck and the arms. I think I need to still figure out how I really want to wear this, so there's some styling things that I need to do. Speaking of big colour work projects, this is the Yule sweater by, let me check my notes, Susan Crawford. It was out of her Shetland knitting book. I originally made this for Graham. We're quite similar in size, but he's slightly broader on the shoulders, so it ended up being a bit tight. The neck and the cuffs on this are also really quite tight. They've eased over time, so they are becoming more comfortable. There's a bit of bobbling and piling on sleeves, but I've had this quite a while. I really only wear this in the colder months, particularly around Christmas, because it feels festive. But yeah, so it's kind of an in-between, but I think I am going to keep it. Too much hard work went in. And then on the topic of festive sweaters, again, this is a this year knit. I really do love this in the blue colour. It's a festive yoke sweater by Scheme Deer Knits. Love the colour, love the pattern work. I have found that circular yokes don't sit quite as nicely on me. I mean, you can't tell, I think, from this little video, but not as comfortable. I knit it in a size bigger, hoping to get some more ease, but not everything works with it. This is my oldest piece of knitwear. It's a back base sweater by Jared Flood, and it's made from an Aran yarn. I went to Ireland with some friends and purposely packed light so I could bring back a sweater weight of yarn for a jumper for me and for Graham. So that was from 2018, still holding up. A more recent one is the sweater number 9 light by My Favourite Things Knitwear. Quite short in the sleeves, but I love the deep rib. I love it. It's really oversized. I pull this on probably like the most out of all my jumpers because it's just so easy and so warm and cozy. Again, I do like to tuck the front in. I don't know if French tucks are a thing anymore, but it just feels a little bit more wearable. It's a definite keep. Another jumper that I wear, again, quite a lot. This is the Nell sweater by Gregoria Fibers. This is made using 3 strands of a sort of mohair. Really enjoy it. Next, we're on to the Monday sweater. I love this jumper. It's a petite knit pattern, just a real basic staple jumper. I don't know how true the colour's coming up here. It's this beautiful navy blue. And again, it's one of the things I've made this year that I just love and feels so me and goes with so many of the other pieces that I've made for my wardrobe this year. Made using knit and frolic silk, merino and mohair. And again, that's like this jumper. So this is the sweater number 14 V-neck by My Favourite Things. Again, made out of the knit and frolic mohair merino. I hope that's the right combo. What I love about this jumper is the split hem, which means you can really easily tuck the front in and then have the back out. And I also really love the long sleeves and the oversized fit. Really comfy, really love it. So I have 12 pieces of knitwear and I will not be getting rid of any of them because I love them all so much. So that is that. So for the next category, we're gonna be focused on more knitwear, but just accessories, and then also my outerwear, so jackets and coats that I've made for myself. For some reason, I didn't do a big shot at the beginning here of me holding a whole stack, but there we go. My apologies, but we'll get into talking about the pieces of knitwear that we do have. So first up, you'll see me standing in this jumper and I'm sort of randomly pointing to my neck being like, huh. And that's because I had knit a Sophie scarf that matched this, but I can't find it anymore. But I do have a match with the blue jumper that I've made, the Monday sweater. So I have made another Sophie scarf that matches that, along with the Bon Bon Beret by Veronica Kaspierchev. I will write that because I've definitely not said that properly. I feel really cute when I wear sort of matching sets, so this is brilliant. And I have a beret thing, so this is the Best Beret by James M. Watts. Again, this is from wool that I got when I went to Ireland in around like 2018. What I love about this beret is they're like 2 stem, but it is a little bit tight in my head, and I did make the larger size, so I'm not really sure about whether or not to keep this, and I don't have any matching stuff. This is a really old knit. It's a pattern from a Rowan book. I don't have it anymore, but it was Carrie Westerman design. It's made using Rowan yarns. I just don't wear it. I just don't think I'm going to keep this one. So hopefully this lovely little pom-pom hat can go to someone else. A more recent knit is the number 19 balaclava, and this is by Lana Grosser. I haven't really worn this out yet. Actually, when I wear it, I feel like Jake the Human from Adventure Time because it looks like it's got 2 little ears. If you know, you know. So I think I will keep this one and see what it's like to wear through the winter because it feels like it's going to be really cozy and warm, but I'm not sure I love how it looks on me. And then I have another Sophie scarf because I just got on a bender of them last Christmas. So this one's just a plain black using scraps. And it's such a great little scrap project. Along with these churro fingerless mitts. These are a more recent scrap project that I've made using some leftover cascade yarn and Rowan silk mohair. I originally was going to gift these away to a colleague at work because I felt like they were more like something they'd wear. But then it's been cold and I don't have any fingerless gloves, so I have decided to keep them for myself. And I really like them. I'd actually like to get some yarn to make them in different colourways as well. So they are a definite keep. They look so small when you don't wear them. And then the last, I think, of the knitwear is this sort of matching set that I've got. So the hat is the ribbed hat by Pearl Soho, the scarf is the Fisher Big Rib Scarf by Lisa Gentry, and the gloves, I use a Goldfingers pattern by Doris Larman, but I didn't really follow it, I just used it for stitch count. On my gloves, I have different colours around each cuff because there is a proper left and a proper right, and it's just to help me remember which one goes which, and they match the colours that are in the scarf. When I first made these, I wore them all the time, but since I've gone on the Sophie scarf hype train, I find that just feels like more like my style and I find them easier to wear. So I will keep these, but I don't quite love them as much as I did. We're on to jackets and outerwear now, and this is a sort of workwear jacket by, I think it's Wardrobe by Me. I got rid of the pattern after I made it because I just didn't like it. Originally I was hoping this could be a workable 12 through 1 through Graham. Didn't work, doesn't fit me either, don't love it. But what I do love is my September coat that I made this year by Merchant and Mills. I made it out of this really lovely like cotton canvas fabric in a navy. I love this so much. I made the unlined version, I wear it all the time. I love the buttons, I love everything. It goes with so much that I've made this year. Love this coat so much. You can see how happy I look wearing it, and that's the sort of feeling I want when I have my handmade items on. And speaking of coats, this is my traveller coat by Bella Loves Patterns. I love their patterns. You'll probably tell there's a few pattern designers in here that their names keeps coming up. I made this coat a couple of years ago. It's a really great winter coat, really nice and heavy, got all my little pins on it as well. I never button it up, I just always tie it up, which makes my dad say I look like I'm wearing a dressing gown all the time. But I love it, I love the coat, it's a definite keep, and that will be staying in my wardrobe for the indefinite future. So yeah, that brings us to the end of everything. But in terms of accessories, I have 11 pieces that I have in my stash, well, in my collection, in my wardrobe at the moment. But 2 of them I will be getting rid of, and 1 is just because I have lost it and I hope that I will find it again. And then in terms of outerwear, I have 3 pieces and I definitely will be getting rid of 1 of those. But I might harvest the buttons off of that because they are very nice. So yes. That feels like it's been a really whistle-stop tour through my me made wardrobe. When I was filming the little clips in advance, I thought I was standing in the garments for ages and felt quite awkward just standing there. But as I mentioned, now trying to like watch it back and talk over it and explain them at the same time, I feel like I have just spoken so quickly for the last however long. So apologies if it's been difficult to keep up. All of the patterns that I mentioned I will put in my description if you're interested in any of those. Hopefully you'll be able to find them. I'll try and also do it in sequential order of when they've appeared in the video, just to give you a bit of help. So I also mentioned that I would do some stats at the end. So here we go. I had to write everything down. In terms of pyjamas and nightwear, I had 10 pieces at the start of this. Jersey tops, I had 14 pieces in my wardrobe. Woven tops, 14 pieces as well. Dresses and skirts, 8 pieces. Trousers, 8 pieces in the wardrobe. Knitwear, as in garments that you can wear, was 12 pieces, sorry. And then a knitwear accessories, 11 pieces. And outerwear, so jackets and coats, was 3 pieces. and that totaled up to 80 pieces in my handmade wardrobe, which to me feels absolutely wild and feels like I have loads of clothes, but I don't actually think I do, and I think there are still some big gaps in my wardrobe because I'm getting through my clothes too quickly. Like, I can't wash my clothes quick enough at the moment to keep up with them. As I mentioned, I will be getting rid of some stuff. So 2 things will be going from the pyjamas category, 3 from the jersey tops, 3 from the woven tops, 3 from the dresses and skirts, 1 from the trousers, and 2 from the accessories, 1 not by choice, and then 1 also from the jackets and outerwear, which leaves me with 65 things in my wardrobe. So yeah, quite a lot still. But also what this exercise is really helpful for is sort of understanding where you already have enough and where you probably don't need to invest more in. Although saying that, I know I still want to make lots of shirts, like more woven tops in the new year. And I probably will. But yeah, if I look at my tops together, with the totals that we'll have once I've got rid of everything, I still have 22 garments that I can wear on my top half. Whereas if you look at skirts, I'd have 3 and then 7 bottoms. So 22 tops to 10 bottoms. Something about that ratio doesn't feel quite right. And only having like 4 pairs of what I classify as like more smart trousers to wear to work isn't that helpful. And actually that's only 3 because one of those strides pair I'm getting rid of, and actually the other pair doesn't fit great, so I'm just uncomfortable all the time when I'm wearing them. So smarter trousers is definitely an area of my wardrobe that I really do need to look at. So yeah, this has been a really helpful exercise for me, as I mentioned, in helping me think about what I want to make for 2026 and what I actually need to make as well in my wardrobe. I noticed I have definitely been slowing down with my making over the last few years, and that is because I do have a lot of clothes, and I still get distracted by the nice things that I like to make. Like, I love making shirts and I will always want to do that, but yeah, I do really need to try and focus on those areas where I do have gaps as well. The other area I would really like to focus on next year is like jackets and outerwear. I think I am coming to realise that I'm not really a short jacket girl and I'd much rather put on a cardigan. But in terms of like coats, a waterproof coat option would be fantastic for me, because at the minute I just end up wearing like walking coats, and that's fine, but it doesn't really match like my day-to-day wardrobe when it rains. So I would like to make something that kind of still feels like it's in my style, but also provides that function of being waterproof and means I don't have to always have an umbrella with me. But yeah, I hope it's been interesting for you to see my me-made wardrobe and see the type of things I've been making and what I wear. Over the years, I have already gotten rid of some stuff when it really hasn't been a match, but I think it's interesting to review it quite regularly and see. I'm definitely sure of the stuff that I don't want to keep this time, and I'm just hoping that I can find a way of rehoming those, whether that's with friends. I don't really want to take them to the charity shop just because I'm nervous that they wouldn't be able to sell them. So yeah, I'm hoping most of it can go to friends or family and friends, or friends' family, whatever. I just would like someone to make use of them. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, if you've managed to get all the way through this. I think it's probably going to be a long one. But yeah, it really does mean a lot to me. So I should also probably say I hope you all have a really lovely Christmas as well. I've just realised I thought that my Christmas decorations would be visible now, but actually we have rows of stockings up for Advent, but they're on the next higher bookshelf level. But yeah, this will be my last video before Christmas, so I hope you have a really lovely festive period, no matter what you do, or you have opportunity to sort of find comfort in creating some new traditions and habits if it's not a really fantastic time of year for you. There will be a video between Christmas and the New Year, which will be my podcast episode, but I'll update you on everything that I've made. I've been making really good progress on my Christmas makes, and naturally I'm now going to go and cast on a stocking for myself. I'm going to do some selfish knitting now. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe so you can see more content like this, or give it a like as well. It really does mean the world to me.